Hi, everybody. I am Colin, aka the Tone Wizard, and welcome to episode 4 of Ween Talk, entitled "The Love Songs of Ween." And there's a lot of crazy shit happening right now if you pay attention to the news or the world around you. And I don't want to get into that in any way, but I thought that this would be a fitting sort of theme for the episode because I think the world could use a little bit of love right now, and I don't think I'm alone there. And you know what? Ween actually has a surprisingly great repertoire of love songs, which you probably already know if you're a big Ween fan. So I thought we'd do an episode all about the love ballads, the sloppy stuff, the happy stuff, the crazy stuff. I thought we'd put it all together in a fun way. Before we get into that, I'd like to thank the users Frog God and Weatherboy for the very kind comments you left on my last video. You can check that out. And at the time of recording this video, I'm at 99 subscribers, which is a massive achievement for this bald man in a kitchen somewhere in British Columbia, Canada. So thank you if you subscribed. If you haven't, please feel free to do so. It would make me feel better, even if only for a couple of milliseconds. Get that little endorphin rush. Yeah, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for those nice comments. If you have anything to say about this video, please, help yourself in the comments there. I'm all friggin' ears. I have nothing better to do. Anyways, we're going to get into the love songs of Ween here. And when I was putting this together, I was trying to think of a fun way that I could present it to you. And so what I thought I'd do is I would compile an album, an album of Ween tracks themed around the progression of a love or a relationship, right? And I thought we would not just take it through from beginning to sort of middle to happy ever after. I thought we'd go through an entire cycle of the full range of the twisted experience that can be love. So we're going to go from kind of, meeting somebody or falling in love with somebody all the way to kind of breaking up and crashing out and ending up in a burning wreck. That sort of stage. And we're going to do that by kind of pinpointing different parts along that process with fitting Ween songs. And what I've done, because obviously I don't want to infringe any copyright and I don't want to hide behind a fair use license and possibly get banned from YouTube or warned or whatever the hell it is, I've created a playlist on Spotify that kind of lines up with the tracks we're going to talk about, and I'll put a link to that in the description there. So if you go to that link, if you have Spotify, if you don't, you're shit out of luck. I have nothing to tell you, but if you go to Spotify, what it is we can talk about the song, and then you can listen to the song, and then you can come back to the video, and we'll talk about the next song, and so on and so on and so forth. You can just pause me, and I'll stay here suspended in digital animation, but in real life, I'll be doing something else. Maybe I'll be giving myself a little love. You never know, right? So. In any event, we're gonna get this Ween album started, and I'm going to call this album "Don't Laugh, I Love You." I think that's a great title for this collection of songs, and let's get right into it. So song number 1 is going to be about the blossoming possibility of love. Okay, maybe you're young, maybe you've never really fallen in love before, and maybe for some reason your family unexpectedly packs up and moves to, let's say, some kind of lake community in rural Arkansas, okay? And you moved into this house, and for some reason, there's a strange condition of sale. There's a guy living in the basement, an old guy used to own the house, and him and your brother are off shooting guns, and somehow you end up getting a job, at a dock pumping gas, and you meet somebody, right? And it's summertime, the flowers are blossoming, the fish are jumping in the lake as you pump the gas, and this first track really, I think, embodies that. And the first track is going to be "Sweetheart in the Summertime." This is a singular Ween track. I don't think there's any other Ween track like this. I absolutely love it. I was talking about it in the episode that I did about I believe about top 10 Ween solos, and I was actually listening to this the other day, and I may be wrong, maybe somebody can tell me, but I think this is actually Diener singing, or at the very least it's Diener singing with some kind of cold, or maybe he'd been up all night trying to smell happiness. But it's an interesting vocal, and there's some really great background vocals and really great guitar work, and I don't think there's another Ween song like it, and there's certainly no other Ween song which kind of has that blossoming feeling of a potential love, an awakening of the heart, if you will. So that's track 1. You can, like I say, you can pause this video and go to the Spotify playlist and listen to it and come right back. All right, I manually paused myself there for a second. I don't know why I did that. It was stupid. But track 2 is going to be about unrequited love. So this is about a love that exists but is not nourished. It's a one-way street, right? You love somebody but they don't love you, but you just don't give a fuck, right? You're just going to pursue them. You know, they've got a heavy social media presence. You can just look at them all day. You can click around, you can zoom in, you can do whatever you want to do. And I made a little meme here. I know I've kind of trashed some of the Ween groups that just share a lot of memes, but I did make a meme, and it's going to be over there. I hope that worked. Anyways, Don't Laugh, I Love You. This is it's a pleasant song. It's a horrifying song. I like the song, but I'm just going to let it speak for itself. So you can go ahead and pause me and listen to that track. All right, maybe you're back. Or maybe you didn't listen to it. Maybe you're just shuffling through this video. Good for you. Good for you. Way to go against the clearly established rules. No. In any event, Don't Laugh, I Love You. That is a crazy, crazy song. And I also actually was thinking about doing the song For So Long, which is a rarity, but I didn't put it in there because I couldn't get it on the Spotify list because I think it's a rarity or it's some kind of unreleased track. I'm not really sure. So just recapping quickly, track 1, Blossoming Possibility of Love, Sweetheart in the Summer, sorry, off of La Cucaracha. Track number 2, Unrequited Love, They Don't Love You, But You Love Them. That would be Don't Laugh, I Love You. Now, track number 3, things get a little pretty here. You know, that the first track is kind of funny and corny. The second track is definitely insane. But this third track is just a beautiful song. And sometimes when you're showing Ween to people, you know, you can pick something that's pretty obscure or wild and they won't get it. But this is just a nice song. And it's let's say this is the stage of a relationship where you're fully in love, you're head over heels, you're holding hands everywhere you go. You go out for dinner with friends and you're using your pet names, and your friends are just trying not to barf in their own mouths and force down the overpriced artisanal bread that comes before dinner. And everybody hates you, but you love the person who loves you back. And you know what? Don't let other people's negativity drag you down, because there's no reason why you can't stay forever. And that would be track 3 here, Stay Forever. It's a beautiful song, and it's got a very lovely chord progression in it. Check out this fucking thing. It's pretty cool, huh? But it's got the nice little A step down. Yes, an unplugged electric guitar on a video podcast. I'm sure that sounded great, but I've always loved that progression and using the full E chord in there. And the chorus is absolutely fantastic. Really nice, subtle background vocals. And like I say, if you're in love with somebody, if you've got somebody, you're spooning, you're getting crumbs all over each other, you're scratching at each other, you know, you're rubbing each other's ear. You're really comfortable and happy, and you want to stay like that forever. It's fucking disgusting for everybody else, but that might be the definition of true love. Okay, so go listen to that and come right back. I'm drinking a lovely dark Black Angel IPA from Steamworks, which is a brewery out here. It's a fantastic beer. Anyways, track number 4, okay? This is the fun stage of a relationship. This is the stage where basically you're just going out for food, working, taking care of whatever menial obligations you have in your life, and every other moment of that life is spent fucking each other, okay? This is what do they call this, hot and heavy in Seinfeld? This is a great stage of a relationship because it's all about physical expression, right? You don't need to explain your I don't want to say anything overtly disgusting there, but physical expressions of love defy and do not require explanation, and that's why that's a great stage of a relationship. And there's only one song I could think of, and that would be LMLYP. That's an acronym, and it's very artful, highbrow stuff. The last song was too, but that acronym means or is Let Me Lick Your Pussy. And this is a sexy track. You know, I could get into the lyrics here, but I don't want to get banned from YouTube, and more importantly, I don't want to cause any irreversible sexual arousal on YouTube. So we're gonna move right on there. Have a listen to that track and come on back. Okay, so Stop number 5, song number 5 on this little album that we're putting together of Ween love songs is the still fucking stage, okay? You were fucking, now you're still fucking. You're just fucking, okay? Why stop? You know, you shouldn't stop, because when the constant fucking stops, the other things start, okay? And that they can be beautiful too, but they can also be horrifying and tedious and not as fun as fucking. So my advice out there, impromptu, unrequested advice here, is just keep fucking forever. But track number 5, the still fucking stage of this little love journey that we're going on of Ween's music, is She Fucks Me. And this song has some absolutely spectacular lyrics, which I will share a little bit with you. If you're familiar with the song, you'll know exactly which part I'm talking about. But it's, we're together, she really digs me, she fucks me. She fucks me. Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's right to the point. And you know what? Relationships do get very complicated as time goes on. You know, you find out the horrible, annoying things that the person you love likes to do, and you start doing your shit, right? And it becomes a sort of psychological battle, because that's really what a relationship is. It is a fight to the death, with periodic rests for sex and snuggle time. Okay? So that was track 5. So we're almost kind of halfway through this album that we are making here. And so let's go over the tracks. So track 1, The Blossoming Possibility of Love, was represented by Sweetheart in the Summer off of La Cucaracha. Track number 2, the unrequited love song, Don't Laugh, I Love You, off of Godween Satan. And track number 3, that head over heels stage of love, was Stay Forever off of The White Pepper. Track number 4, the Can't Stop Fucking stage, is Let Me Lick Your Pussy off of Godween Satan. Track number 5, the Still Fucking stage, again a great stage, stay there if you can, She Fucks Me off of The Pad. And that brings us on to, if you want to have a listen to She Fucks Me, go ahead and do that now. But we're going to get to track 6 now. And this is a song that I think is kind of about the practical realities of love, right? Because you know what? After you get out of that honeymoon, banging each other stage all the time, you start to kind of make the relationship work. And you're like, this is what we got to do to keep this going. And this is where we're going. And let's get this shit together and do this, okay? And I don't know if this song exactly exemplifies that idea, but I do like this song. And it's called I Don't Want to Leave You on the Farm. Corns turn brown, leaves fall to the ground. That's beautiful shit. And I'm alone on the throne. I've often wondered when he sings that if he's referring to, you know, just taking a crap and thinking about how his life is going. I don't know, Jeaner. I just don't know. But anyways, it's a great track. It's off of, I believe that's off the 12 Country Golden Greats. And that's a pretty wacky album. But again, I mean, just it's the same thing as Stay Forever. It's just a beautiful song. I love to play that one. That's a fun one to do. So that's track 6. You can have a listen to that and come on right back. But I'm going to keep moving with track, hold on a sec. Yep, with track number 7 here. So at this stage in the loving relationship, we're just happily married. We're established in our lives, and we're just partaking in adult-oriented activities such as park walking, beach gatherings, bocce, etc., and respectable parties with medium levels of fancy dress, tasteful music, and well-prepared food. You're asking each other, do we have to go to this thing? Who will be there? Do I have to talk to Megan and Tim? Can we please not sit beside them? If so-and-so asks me about this, I'm going to knock their fucking teeth out. I can't stand the way this guy chews. I want to punch his face, and so on and so forth. Anyways, I think you probably know where I'm going with this. But anyways, you find yourself in a relationship, going to these functions together. And a lot of the times you get cozy at home. You got good food at home. There's literally endless amounts of critically acclaimed crap you can watch on a nonstop loop forever on your computer or TV. You don't want to go out, but you do, And you know what? Maybe you go out and you have some good food, you have some stimulating conversation. Maybe the people you didn't want to talk to didn't show up because fuck, they probably didn't want to deal with your shit either. And you know what? At the end of the day, you end up having a good time and you see your partner having a good time and maybe something just kind of tingles inside you and the old fucking flame gets turned up once more and you can get back to that always fucking stage back when you get it home. But anyways, the track that exemplifies all of that is Your Party, okay? This is a beautiful song. It's got a beautiful saxophone solo on it. And I don't like the saxophone, but much like being dragged out to a night that you might end up enjoying, I always end up enjoying that saxophone solo. I think it's a beautiful song. I think it kind of like ties into Jeaner's appreciation of stuff like Tears for Fears and that kind of 80s kind of vibe. And I just think it's a great track. And you know what? That is one of the Ween songs where if you show that track to somebody, it's like Bananas and Blow or whatever, they will like the track. They don't have to become an invested, insane, bald, internet babbling fan of Ween like me, but they will like that track. And maybe they'll like Ween eventually if you just keep hammering. Who knows? Okay. Track 8 on this journey. This is another track off of 12 Golden Country Greats. And this is a track that I think is kind of moving a little farther down the line and away from the stuff we've been talking about. This is the unhappily married stage of a loving relationship, okay? Things are starting to come unhinged, okay? Maybe some feelings have not been properly exchanged or discussed. And things are coming off the hinges, and maybe one person in the relationship feels like the other person's not hauling their weight, right? This track would be "Piss Up a Rope." It's one of my absolute favorite Ween tracks. One of my absolute favorite Ween tracks to play in my Ween cover band, and I will play it literally anytime I can. I was hanging out with some people a while ago that I didn't really know very well and talked about Ween, and I was a little drunk, and me and this guy that I'd never met before, we ended up screaming the lyrics to "Piss Up a Rope" in a park, at like 1:30 a.m. together. The whole fucking thing. We took an extra chorus at the end, just like they do live too. So it was a fantastic time. But interesting side note about this song as well. I read somewhere, I can't remember where, I couldn't find the article, but "Piss Up a Rope" is kind of a song about Diener being unhappy with his wife. Don't quote me on this, but I did read it somewhere. I'll try and dig up the article maybe if I can. But apparently he had paid for her to go to school, and then they ended up having kids and she ended up staying home. Again, this is a secondhand account, but I did read that somewhere, and it was him talking in the interview. So that's track 8, "Piss Up a Rope." Things are starting to come undone in this relationship, and I'm getting excited because it's the down and dirty stuff that I'm personally interested in. That's just me. Okay, moving along. Track 9. This is off Chocolate and Cheese, but this is the stage where, quite frankly, it's all gone to shit and my lover is insane. That's the stage that we're at now in this horrible relationship. It started off so nicely in the summertime, pumping gas up at the Ozarks, and now it's gone to complete shit. Okay? The person you're with is absolutely crazy. You don't care about the TV you bought together. You're even willing to abandon the cat that you are co-parenting. You're just like, you know what? Let them have the cat. Who cares? I'll get another cat. I'll get over it. I can break in on the weekends and play with the cat. Whatever you need to do. You just got to get the fuck out of there. And track 9 off of Chocolate and Cheese is called "Take Me Away." And if you didn't pause and listen to "Piss Up a Rope," or you can pause at any time and do anything you want, but you can go to that playlist and listen to all these tracks. I love this song. I absolutely love this track. It's kind of like a Thin Lizzy kind of thing that they do. It's a rockin' track. It's just a good fucking track, man. And sometimes, you know what? You do need to get away from... Let's see if I can remember to edit that one out there. This is high quality entertainment, people. And you know what? It's Saturday, and I've had a long week, and I'm gonna have a few because it's my YouTube channel. I control the show. Look into my eyes. All right, I hope that I edit all of that out. Okay, so track 9 was "Take Me Away" off of Chocolate and Cheese, and now we're moving to track 10. And just when you think things can't get worse in love, they often do. Mark my words, people. This song is a really depressing song, but also a very hauntingly beautiful track. It's another track that a lot of people who might not know Ween or might not be as into Ween as you are, they sometimes have heard this track, and it is the bitter, haunted, and awful to be around stage of love. And I have some personal experience in this. I have a failed marriage in my past, and I can remember being at this stage, and I remember sitting at a bar alone downtown, and I think some girls came up to me and they asked me if the chair beside me at the bar was taken, and I was just like, she left me, she fucking left me. Like any impromptu opportunity to tell people about my personal agony was seized with great zeal. And I remember I played an open mic, and I was absolutely miserable. And I remember playing the first note of some song that I wrote. It's probably some depressing shit like "No one loves me and my dick's broken." And I went to jangle the guitar. First chord broke 2 strings, right? And a very nice guy, actually, Don Alder, who's he's a well-known finger picker guy. He actually let me use the brand new Yamaha guitar that Yamaha had given him, and that was kind of nice. But after that, like, it was like crickets. I played like shit that night. But after that, I went up to the bar, and the bartender just started giving me free drinks. And he's like, no. And I was like, thanks, man. You don't need to do that. And he's like, no, man, it looks like you really need it. And I know that he was trying to make me feel better, but I felt even worse, okay? But anyways, getting back to Baby Bitch, just when you think things can't get any worse, in this song, the kind of lover from your past comes and starts meddling with your present and trying to derail your future. It's very sad stuff, but it is a very beautiful song. I love to play it. I don't play it live in my Ween cover band because it is a bit of a downer. We should play it, but you know what? The lead guitar player doesn't want to do it because there's no fucking epic solo. So if you're watching, Greg, that one's on you, bud. Okay, so that was track 10. Let's do a little recap here in our little journey through love. Track 1, The Blossoming Possibility of Love. We had Sweetheart in the Summer. Track 2, The Unrequited Love, as in They Don't Love You Back. Track Don't Laugh, I Love You. Track number 3, The Head Over Heels stage, Stay Forever. Track number 4, The Can't Stop Fucking track, LMLYP. Track number 5, The Still Fucking stage, She Fucks Me. Track 6, The Practicalities of Love, manifested in the track I Don't Want to Leave You on the Farm. Track 7, Happily Married, Respectable Adult Outing stage, Your Party. Track 8, The Unhappily Married stage, Piss Up a Rope. Track 9, The It's All Gone to Shit and My Lover is Insane stage, Take Me Away. And track 10, The Bitter, Haunted, and Awful to Be Around stage, Baby Bitch. Which brings us to our next track. And we're kind of going to do a little bit of a 180, right? So say you've been out dating, and you're rebounding a little bit, and you're kind of getting into a relationship with a person, and maybe they're not the best person, but you know what? You just kind of need a port in the storm, and you need somebody to be there. And we get to track number 11, the Even If You Don't stage, which is the song Even If You Don't. This is one of my favorite Ween tracks. I think it's like a heavily kind of Queen. I hear a lot of Queen in there, especially with the piano. Maybe not so much with the vocal kind of, with the singing and whatnot, but definitely the guitar solo and all that. It just really reminds me of Queen. And of course, there's a famous music video, which I'll put a link to if I can remember, but directed by the South Park guys. I believe they did a video for this. It's kind of like a dated kind of thing, but it's a great video and it's a great song. So yeah, track 11, Even If You Don't. So you're with somebody, they're kind of crazy, they're stealing things out of your garbage, but it's better than being alone, right? Ha. Let's just do another pour here. Let's get a pour on this. Is great entertainment, I'm sure. There we go. Look at the bubbles. I don't know if you can see those, but they're haunting and beautiful, just like Baby Bitch. All right. Okay, track 12. This is the second last track on this little album that we are putting together. And it's the Maybe It Was You stage. Okay? And what I mean by that is that, you know, in tracks like Baby Bitch, and even if you don't, and Take Me Away and Piss Up a Rope, you're kind of putting it on the other person, right? You're like, this person sucks. I'm better. I deserve better. So I'm fucking out, right? But in this next track, maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's like the old Seinfeld thing with George Costanza. You know, if it was anybody, it was me. I invented it's you, not whatever the phrase was. But this track 12, the Maybe It Was You, as in me or whoever you are. I'm not you. But anyways, and the track would be off of the Mollusk, She Wanted to Leave, right? This is kind of a wistful sea ballad about some wayward captain who's lost his love, but maybe he was just holding her back, right? Maybe she wanted to go. I don't know what the rest of the song's about, some kind of maybe guns and rolling seas, but it's a great track off of the Mollusk, and yeah, maybe it was you. Maybe you suck. Maybe you deserve to be alone. I don't know. I hope not. I really do. Okay, moving on. Track number 13. And this is a cleanse the palate kind of track. This isn't really a stage of love, but you know what? It could be. But anyways, if we're going through all this, we've kind of been through the happy stages of love, the romantic stages of love, the sexual stages of love, the horrible falling apart, rickety car with wheels spinning off into the ditch stage. And I think that we could use a good track if you've been following along with the Spotify playlist I made. I greatly appreciate that. So we're just going to cleanse the palate with a track called Someday off of Shinola Volume 2. So I hope you enjoy that track. And hey, you know what? We're at the end of the video. We've gone through the whole damn thing. It worked. I didn't have to stop the recording. I belched. I had a great time. My name is Colin Lamb, aka the Tone Wizard. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you'd care to do so. If you have anything to add via the comments, I'm all ears. If you'd like to come on to one of these episodes and talk about Ween, I'd love that too. We can do a Zoom thing. I can record it and I can tack it on to another episode. At this stage, I'm doing these for the pure enjoyment about talking about Ween. It's kind of hard to find people to talk about Ween with sometimes, so here I am talking to myself and you, but thank you for watching this video, and let me tell you something. With everything that is going on in this world right now,